Most of the strength you've built probably isn't doing what you think it's doing. If your hips are tight, your back is stiff, and nothing about how you move feels easier, that's not because you didn't try hard enough. It's because that strength skipped the patterns your body actually needs, and that's exactly what makes it useless. These 5 primal movements are how you build the kind that works. The first movement is the crab walk, and there's a good chance you haven't done it since you were a kid. That's actually the problem, because the moment you stopped moving like that, your body started quietly losing something it was built to rely on. Your shoulders began locking up, your hips stopped cooperating, and the strength you've been building in the gym started staying in the gym, never quite making it into how you actually feel day to day. Here's the thing, your body wasn't designed to only move forward under load, it was designed to push, brace, and stabilize in every direction. And when that range disappears, other things start compensating, and that's when the aches and the stiffness start feeling permanent. The crab walk brings that range back. It forces your shoulders to stabilize while your hips extend, your core to hold tension while your limbs are moving, and your whole system to coordinate in a way that almost nothing else replicates. And if you stick with it, you'll start to notice that the tightness you've written off as just how your body is now starts to ease up. To do it, sit on the floor with your hands behind you and feet flat on the ground. Press through your hands and feet to lift your hips, then begin moving backward, stepping your opposite hand and foot together. Keep your hips up and your core tight throughout. It may be easier to start off by just holding this position, and then you can start moving once your body gets used to the position. Do 30-second sets and work toward a minute as you get more comfortable. The slower you go, the more your body actually has to work. The third movement we'll get to is one that a lot of people have been told is actually bad for their knees, and the truth is almost the exact opposite. We'll talk about that shortly, but since we're already in this position from the crab walk, it's a nice transition into our next primal movement. Think about this for a second. Reaching into the back seat, turning to grab something off a shelf, looking over your shoulder while backing out of a parking spot. Those moments are pretty much the only time your spine gets to rotate at all anymore. Everything else in modern life is locked into straight lines, sitting straight, walking straight, lifting straight up and down. And when your spine stops rotating regularly, your hips and your spine stop talking to each other, which is exactly when things start to feel stiff, resistant, and stuck in place. The movement that brings that rotation back is the kick through. And what makes it different from almost everything else you'll do in a workout is that it forces your hips and shoulders to coordinate across opposite sides of your body at the same time. If that connection has gone quiet from years of sitting and straight line training, this is what wakes it back up. And it does it in a way that no amount of stretching alone really can. Start in that same crab position. From the first movement, hips lifted, core tight. From here, sweep one leg underneath your body and across to the opposite side while lifting the opposite hand off the ground. Your hips rotate, your spine follows, and for a moment your whole body is extended and open. Bring it back with control and switch sides. Aim for 45 to 60 seconds of continuous movement, keeping the transition slow and deliberate rather than rushed. That same rotation you just felt is the same one your body needs every time you twist to grab a bag out of the trunk or check your blind spot in the car. When it's missing, your back picks up the slack, and over time, that's usually where the pain starts to show up first, even if the actual problem has been sitting in your hips and spine the whole time. Now, these first 2 exercises are addressing overlooked issues that a lot of traditional advice never touches, and that's kind of what FitZip is about, cutting through the noise and giving you the stuff that actually moves the needle. And if that resonates with you, then Reset Your Body was built with that same idea in mind. Most programs ignore mobility and stability exercises entirely. They focus on strength and muscle, but they skip the movements that actually keep your body moving well for the long run and prevent injury. That's exactly why I created the Reset Your Body Blueprint. It's loaded with mobility work and stability patterns, the overlooked stuff that keeps your joints healthy and your body feeling decades younger than it should. It's an organized guide that tells you exactly what to do to get your body feeling the way you want it to, and it's designed to make sure you can keep doing exercises like these for the long haul without breaking down. If you're realizing your body needs more of this kind of work, scan the QR code on screen with your phone or check the link in the description below the video. Now let's get into the next movement. You've probably heard that deep squatting is hard on your knees, especially as you get older. But if you look at how much of the world still squats deeply every single day without any issues, that belief starts to fall apart pretty quickly. The resting squat is what most adults have completely lost access to, and getting it back does more than just open up your hips. It restores ankle mobility, decompresses your lower back, and gives your knees a healthy range of motion instead of leaving them stiff and guarded. To start, lower into a deep squat and use your hands for support if you need to. It's completely fine if your heels lift off the ground at first. Keep your chest up and your spine long, gently rock side to side for about 15 seconds, letting your hips explore the position. Repeat that flow 3 to 4 times. It may be good to ease into this position and not go down all the way at first, since you may have not been in this position in a long time. But here's where it gets even deeper. The more time you spend in this position, the more your body remembers that it's safe to be there. And that's when your hips actually start to loosen on their own, instead of staying braced and guarded all day. Over time, you'll notice simple things getting easier too. Picking something up off the floor, getting up from a low chair, even tying your shoes without your lower back complaining about it. There's a pattern your body mastered before you ever learned to walk, and somewhere along the way, you left it behind completely. It's not flashy, and it definitely won't feel impressive the first time you try it, but almost nothing else does, as much for your shoulders, your core, and your hips all at the same time. And if you've ever wondered why your shoulders feel unstable even though you've put in real work training them, this might be exactly why. That pattern is the bear crawl, and what makes it so effective is that it demands total body tension while you're moving, which is something almost no machine or isolated exercise can replicate. Your shoulders have to stabilize under load, your core has to stay braced the entire time, and your hips and shoulders have to move in sync, or the whole thing falls apart. Start on all fours. Hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips, then lift your knees just an inch off the ground. Keeping your back flat, begin crawling forward by moving your opposite hand and foot together, staying low and controlled. Start with 30 to 40 second sets and build up gradually from there. If that feels like too much at first, you can keep your knees lower to the ground and shorten your steps until your coordination catches up. If your hamstrings are tight, you can straighten your legs into a bear crawl variation, which adds a deeper stretch through your hamstrings and upper back while you move. And here's something that tends to surprise people: this single movement does more for shoulder stability than most of the pressing and pulling you'll do at the gym, simply because it asks your whole body to work together instead of isolating one piece at a time. This movement might be the simplest one on this list, but it's also the one most adults can't actually do anymore. At some point, hanging from something with your full body weight stopped being part of daily life, and your shoulders and spine have been paying for it ever since. That movement is the dead hang. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but hanging decompresses your spine, restores shoulder mobility, and rebuilds grip strength that quietly fades the moment you stop using it. Your shoulders were built to support your body weight from overhead, and when that capability disappears, everyday tasks like reaching overhead, carrying groceries, or pulling a heavy bag off a shelf start to feel harder than they should. Spend a little time hanging regularly, and that strength starts coming back without you having to think about it. To do it, find a sturdy bar or edge you can hang from. Grip it with both hands, and let your feet leave the ground completely. Keep your shoulders relaxed rather than shrugged up toward your ears, and let your body hang naturally, feeling your spine lengthen with gravity instead of fighting it. Start with 10 to 15 seconds and build toward 30 seconds or more as your grip and shoulders adapt. If a full hang feels too intense at first, you can keep your toes lightly touching the ground for support while you build up. Look, FitZip has never been about chasing complicated programs or spending hours in the gym every week. Giving your body back the patterns it was always meant to use, that's the whole point. And if you want the full system that builds on everything we talked about today, the Reset Your Body Blueprint is linked right below this video, and it picks up exactly where these 5 movements leave off.